Once upon a time, a great Irudo was slithering down a wide boulevard. Its scales shimmered under the city lights, creating an eerie yet mesmerizing sight. The people around were too busy with their lives to notice the silent predator making its way through the urban jungle. Suddenly a stranger jumped out and called, "Stop!" His voice echoed through the street, causing a few heads to turn in curiosity. The stranger asked, "Who are you?" His eyes were filled with a mix of fear and determination, as if he knew he was confronting something beyond the ordinary. The man replied, "I am the god of death. When I give an order, you must obey." His voice was cold and commanding, sending shivers down the spine of anyone who heard it. The Daijido, unfazed, said, "No one is that stupid," and struck the Shinigami down with his katakana. The clash was swift and decisive, a testament to the Daijido's skill and bravery. The Shinigami collapsed on the side of the road, too weak to get up. His dark cloak billowed around him like a fallen shadow, a stark contrast to the bustling life around. Time passed, and along came a young, energetic man. He was full of life, his steps light and carefree as he moved through the city. Humming a tune, he spotted the fainted figure and felt a pang of sympathy. Without hesitation, he approached the fallen Shinigami. He poured a drink from his bottle into the Shinigami's mouth and stayed until he recovered. His kindness was a rare sight in a world often too busy to care. The young man, unaware of whom he was helping, asked, "Who are you?" His curiosity was genuine, his concern evident. The Shinigami, now revived, replied, "I am the Grim Reaper. I don't tolerate anyone." His voice was still cold, but there was a hint of gratitude in his eyes. "But for your kindness, I promise this, I will not take you by surprise." The words were solemn, a rare promise from the harbinger of death. "I'll send a few messengers before I come for you." The young man felt a wave of relief wash over him. Relieved, the young man thought, "Thank goodness, I can live without fear until the Grim Reaper's messengers come." He resumed his life, feeling a newfound sense of security. He carried on, living his days in blissful ignorance. The promise of the Grim Reaper had given him a false sense of invincibility, but youth and health are fleeting. The days of carefree living began to fade as the years went by. Illness and suffering crept in. The once energetic man found himself battling ailments he never thought he'd face. The young man, now older, ignored his ailments. He brushed off the signs, believing they were just minor inconveniences. The Grim Reaper's messengers, he thought, just endure these days of sickness. He convinced himself that he was still far from the end. As soon as he felt better, he returned to his life of indulgence. He continued to live as if nothing could touch him. One day a tap on his shoulder startled him. The touch was cold and sent a chill down his spine. He turned to see the Grim Reaper. The sight of the dark cloak and scythe brought back memories of the promise made years ago. "Follow me," the Reaper said. "It's time for you to leave this world." The words were final, leaving no room for argument. "What?" the man protested. "You promised to send messengers. None came." His voice was filled with desperation and disbelief. The Grim Reaper replied, "Shut up! I sent messenger after messenger." His tone was stern, leaving no doubt about the truth of his words. Fever, dizziness, gout, tinnitus, toothache, and darkness. Each ailment had been a warning, a messenger of the inevitable. Each was a warning. The realization hit the man hard, leaving him with no choice but to accept his fate. Unable to argue, the man accepted his fate and followed the Grim Reaper. His steps were heavy, each one a step closer to the unknown. The moral of the story: lifestyle is the foundation of life. How we live each day shapes our future, and ignoring the signs can lead to dire consequences. As we age, we all glimpse the Grim Reaper's messengers. They come in the form of aches, pains, and illnesses, reminding us of our mortality. If you're not feeling well, take care of your body. Listen to the warnings and make the necessary changes. Let's improve our lifestyles now, even a little. Every small step towards a healthier life can make a big difference in the long run.